Hello there, welcome to Chess Tech playing Vicky MVV, rated 2022. So we got a Sicilian Defence. Let's go for my trusty hyper-accelerated dragon. I say trusty, it's not really trusty. Here we go, as usual, always goes into a bit of a think, so he's going to try and, I think, is this Alapin, or, yeah, white just blasts through anyway, with C3 and D4, I've forgotten the exact name. That should be an instant recapture really. Already I think this person's using a program and cheating. Nobody takes 30 seconds to make an instant move like that. I mean, this is pretty obvious. Okay, so it'd be quite nice if he exchanges my knight now, and then we can get on with business. So I'm just developing normally now. Okay. So, again, I don't mind if he captures here, threatening this pawn. I think you do have to be sometimes careful here as black. There's a line which goes knight takes knight, and then you recapture, and anyway, when you recapture, white plays e5. It all becomes a bit awkward, but we're okay at the moment. He hasn't piled up on the e-file with his rook, and he's not going to play e5, so we don't need to worry about that. So here, in this position, he's now spending tempos in a sharp position, moving the same piece twice, which is supposed to be a big no-no in chess. Now, I could just play here knight g4 and win his dark square bishop. But then he's got knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, then he can move his bishop there, which would be a bit annoying, wouldn't it? So I think what I'll do first is play my knight in here, threatening this bishop, which then he'll probably move. And then I'm going to play knight g4 and have myself a dark square bishop, which would be rather nice. We might protect his, drop it back. So just thinking, is there any reason why I can't play this? Can't see why not. So the idea is now that although having I mean, some players of Sicilian Dragon, or players in general who fianchetto their bishops, are absolutely obsessed with their fianchettoed bishop and will do anything to keep it or exchange their opponent's same coloured bishop in order to preserve their dark square bishop. So all things being equal, if I can exchange this dark squared bishop, I'd be relatively happy with this opening. Now I must be talking absolute nonsense, because he could just move it there, which I totally overlooked. Well, there you go. That's what happens when you talk nonsense. So, why didn't I see that move? Okay. So, what would be quite nice is to, there's a fork here on, if I can play e5, hit those two pieces, but we're nowhere near that yet, so I'm going to just carry on with a bit of development here. I can't see he's threatening anything. So the idea is I want to play knight c4, maybe exchange this knight off, and then be threatening e5. But yeah, that ain't going to be happening. course if I drop it back there, he'll take and I'll double my pawn. It's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal because it's blocking my bishop on that diagonal. So the other problem is, I think I've misplayed this. Got a bit too carried away with my own position here, as usual. Having said that, if he takes, he loses dark square bishop, I do get a sort of minor tempo on that knight. The question is, can I then pressure that pawn? Excuse me. Okay, let's let him take the knight. I don't mind. I can live with that. Yeah, so I mean that just goes to show how I had a nice position and I just didn't calculate properly or look at the position at all properly, because he could move his pawn to f4 any time he wants. So now I've got a bit of a weakling pawn here, so he might just drop that back to f3. So he's hitting my pawn. So what can we do about this? Not a lot. We have got knight back to h3. That pawn provides a nice little pivot there. I mean, there could be. So I can drop my knight back to protect the pawn. I can move my queen to protect the pawn. If I move my queen to protect the pawn, it gets off that file, and I can bring my rook across. I don't particularly like my queen being here. So I think, although I want to drop and move the knight, I've already moved that piece. I'm just going to get my queen off this open file behind this bishop. It just feels the right move for this position. Of course, he's always got this knight coming in now, hitting this pawn twice, and then I can drop my knight back to either here or reroute it here. So yeah, I mean at some point I'm hoping to get maybe an f5 break in. And that might, it's going to be a long time away. I mean, a good thing about this pawn is it stops his potential f4 break. There's no hurry. Yeah, okay. So, if I play bishop c6 and hit this pawn twice, does that get me anything? Does that get me anything? Yeah. The plan is to slide this rook along and make it a little bit awkward for this queen. Oh, interesting actually. I wonder, what's he got? I mean, he can defend it with his rook. He can defend it with his queen. Okay, so he just wants to give me two pieces for a pawn. So let's work this out. So I play h6. There's some cheapo here where he can keep it one of his pieces. Knight takes pawn, rook takes knight. If he does play bishop takes rook, king takes bishop, then what are we left with? I've got two bishops and a knight against a rook and a knight. Some slightly disjointed pawns in the middle. Surely that's going to be okay for me. Has to be okay for me. I just don't believe it. Come on then. It looks like he's got to go for it, or he's just lost a pawn. Oh, heart attack then. I thought I saw yes, okay. Yeah. I see what he's up to now. Rook takes, then knight comes in there, forking my queen and my nice bishop. Interesting. If I just move my... Yeah, I could just move my king out of the way, and then I'm threatening to take his knight. So I move my king, and then he plays knight in there. Doesn't work, does it? Yeah. Fortunately, I've just got to take that on the chin. Yeah, that doesn't work. No, he's got to take the rook, surely. Yeah. I'm talking gobbledygook tonight. Yeah, I mean, why would he play the knight to e6, threatening, forking my queen and bishop, when he could just have a rook? Yeah. Hooray. So, okay. I think we're going to have to just play e6 there. So these pawns are, a bit weak, but they're, they do provide some protection. So I can exchange queens now. Queen b6 check, forcing the exchange of queens, but it's going to leave me with a very weak, dodgy pawn structure on the queen side, and he's going to have two rooks quite free blasting down there. I'm not particularly sure I want to go for that. And I've got a very bad bishop here at the moment. We need to get him in the game. He's just not doing anything really. At the same time, he's got a knight here as well. I think I'm knight coming in to c4 at some point. I think we're just going to reroute this to start with. Just not doing anything there. So if he's knight c4, can I... Yeah, so we've got check here. We do a lot. I quite like to play... I'm going to play this because I'm lining up trying to get one of his rooks trapped in here by playing something like... Now I've secured this bishop being able to move to b5, something like bishop c5 check, king moves, and then bishop b4, 5, and he can't push the pawn because I've got these two bad boys on c4. He's got to move the rook to e1, and then bishop comes down to f2, which means his rook. Oh, actually, well, it could, depends where he moves his king. Only square. His rook will be theoretically trapped unless he moves his king to h2 when I check him. So he doesn't have any squares to go to. That's my very bizarre stuff here. So let's just make sure this still works. So I go check. I suppose this is, I don't know. I mean, you could just move his king to h6, h2, sorry. But doesn't feel like a. I suppose if you, maybe he'll probably calculate my filthy. Oh, it doesn't work, does it? Yeah, it doesn't work anyway because I've got my own bishop blocking it. Hmm. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, that was just another miscalculated line again. Yeah, because even if he moved his king to h1, and then I play bishop e4, my own bishop is blocking it with his pawn. Never mind. Okay, that didn't really work, but so I've got great control over these dark squares here, because he has no dark square bishop. Here, 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 and here. How to make anything of that? I want to get my queen in around here, you know. Making a right meal of this position, it feels. What's he threatening here? F4 later takes. Just doesn't feel like. I think I'm just going to play this for the time being. Stop his knight coming in here. So it's a very odd positioning of my pieces here. Let's have a quick look at this guy's profile. What are we dealing with here? Oh, only 154 games. Okay. I thought he only played 5 games for a minute. So, yeah, I've played b5 to sort of cover this c4 square. His knight hasn't got really many places to go. I mean, it could come in here actually, but b3, which it is going to, I'm not too worried about. I'll drop that back. This is a very funny formation, 2 bishops, queen and a rook in a row here. It just feels like there should be some tactics in this position. Yeah, so I can play rook here now. Queen takes rook, queen takes queen. It's just not quite ready for that yet, is it? This is tricky. He's threatening his pawn as well. It's a bit annoying. I'm just going to bring it. Let's just sort one thing out at a time. You know, positions like it's easy to overlook a simple threat like that. But you know, he gets control of this file for the moment, and then you know you get carried away doing something else and lose a pawn, and that's not a pawn that I want to lose. I'm quite pleased about that move anyway, because it gets it off this open file here. King is very well entrenched in there, and he wants to exchange queens. I don't really want to exchange queens. He's threatening a pawn now, it's the trouble. My bishops are struggling in this position because it's sort of still closed. This is a problem. Oh, he can't take that pawn because of the... It loses his queen instantly, so I'm going to play this here. I hope that he takes his pawn. Then bishop here instantly wins his queen. I'd be amazed if he didn't see that. It's quite a useful resource actually. You can bring his knight in here actually now. Yeah, I mean, I hate giving credit to my opponent, but I've sort of really not made the decided a nice position at the opening, and then slowly mangled it away. Now here we go. So takes. Oh, it's not protected, is it? Yeah. He's threatening this pawn as well. That's a right pain. So he's threatening that pawn here. Threatening this pawn. So I don't mind giving up a pawn for some play. Taking too long. And they'll be threatening that pawn, which he still can't take. Good disposition. Not looking good at all, so I'm just going to drop the bishop back here. Just loses a pawn. Yeah, not good at all. I go here. Yeah, that doesn't work either. What to do? Because I've got a knight in here, hits his queen. Let's check here, might be something. I'm getting a bit far behind on time as well. Just not looking good. Squares for his queen actually as well. E3 is not a nice square, covers the check here and keeps everything under control nicely. I could exchange queens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's got exactly equal, but got the exchange. Yeah. So check. Does that get me anything? What does that get me? I think I'm just going to go for that. So I've got to be a little bit careful here now. I've got to try and get this bishop into the game. Should be okay. Pile up on the file. I can just get king e7 in, then I should be okay. He says, get that rook back, boy. Get that rook back. This bishop's doing a useful job in covering this d7 square, so I need to get my knight here and here and here. That'd be quite annoying for him. He's doing absolutely nothing there. He's got nothing here. He's only got 2 squares. He can move 3 squares. Got some time back. That's the main thing. So my plan is, the question is, am I going to go e3? Oh. It's not even doing that. I don't even care about it. Maybe he's seen through that cheap plan as well. Do I want... open that file up? Not really. Not really. But play knight here. It's got to be knight here, surely. I can't see he's got anything here. I come here threatening to hit his rook and win his pawn. That's a threat. And he can play. Yeah. Okay. No, it's not winning the pawn. You can just drop it back there. I've got knight here. I'm actually threatening this pawn. I think I just missed that, did I? Yeah. So, why can't I just play this move? I can drop it back to a wondrous outpost for this rook. Knight, sorry. Yeah, so c4 is going to be an absolute awesome square. So I just need him to move his king there, something silly, then we've got a fork. That'll be game over. Be rather nice. So we go here. Let's get this rook across. Just think about that a sec. Yeah, okay, so we've got check, goes there. Why can't I push this pawn actually? Interest. Is that going to be any good? He checks me, I can just go in here. This bishop's, it's really strange, this bishop's doing an absolutely incredible job of covering this critical d7 square. So we can exchange exchange pushes. I come there. Don't see how we can support that. It's got to be, has to be better for me. Yeah. So he pushes the pawn, but I'm just going to win that pawn. I can't see how he can defend it. Going with this pawn here, so he's going to have to move. Think very long and hard about moving his rook in the future. So now we've got some threats of I just play that. That win. So he's going to have an issue where he can't take my piece because I'll queen. So we can go here. I guess that covers. This knight is absolutely outrageously strong. It's the only thing that's so he can't come here because he loses his rook. Yeah. Okay, so it's party time for me. What are we gonna do here? Yeah. I just need to. I've been disconnected, I can't believe it. Can you believe this? Wow, that is unbelievable. Look, I've been disconnected from this game. That is incredible. That is pretty gutting actually. That is pretty gutting here. Yeah, I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted. Oh, can you believe that? Oh, totally one position. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, that's BT fibre optic for you. constantly dropping offline all the time. So, there you go. Well, that was completely one position that I've lost, and not much more to say. So, I hope you enjoyed this video up until this point, and next time I'll try and get my connection sorted. So, please have any comments or questions on YouTube, and it would be great if you could subscribe to my channel, Chess Tech, and see you soon.